This is WISN 12 News with breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Joyce Carbasiak coming to you from the 12 newsroom with news of an attempted rescue in Cudahy or Sheridan Park. We are told that there is someone on a bluff there and rescue crews are responding to the scene. News Chopper 12 Matt Salemi is flying overhead with the latest. Now, Matt?
Yeah, the Cudahy authorities are in the process of making that bluff rescue, Joyce. You can see it's a bluff right into Lake Michigan. Looks like more than 100 feet down. And it looks like they already have the gentleman secured at this point. You can see right about middle of the bluff, there's a gentleman with his shirt off and a Cudahy firefighter. They've got him now strapped in. It looks like he was attempting to make the climb himself and got stuck about halfway up. So the firefighters now have strapped him down onto one of their rappelling lines, and they're in the process of trying to help him complete the climb up to the top. And you can see crews, there's another firefighter that was just down there making the assist, helping get him strapped up and cinched onto the rappel lines. They've got more authorities up here at the very top of the bluff. They also have a crew down at the bottom of the bluff keeping the lines taut and helping those guys as they make their climb. So right now it looks like the gentleman was trying to make the climb and got stuck, because as you can see, he's moving around, talking with firefighters, does not appear to be injured. It doesn't look like he fell off the bluff, just couldn't quite negotiate the steep bluff as he was trying to make the climb up.
All right, Matt, we are attempting to call different entities, but I'm not sure or not very familiar with that area. In that, do people typically try to do this, or do we know what he was doing there in the first place?
The only time I have ever come down here is for somebody who has slipped off the path. So I've never had anybody that I've seen get stuck like this. As you can see, check it out. I mean, that's a steep bluff. It's almost straight up. So that's the reason why I think he was attempting to climb it, because if somebody would have fallen off that, they would be injured in some way and probably wouldn't have stopped middle of the way down. They probably would have went crashing all the way down towards the lake. So you can see the gentleman there with the firefighter. He does have some straps now on him, and he does have the line securing him. And it looks like he's got the rappelling harness around him as well. So this doesn't appear to be as though he's injured. You can see he's coherent, hanging onto the line with one arm, and he's got the yellow line strapped around his, it looks like around his torso and around his waist and his neck. And firefighters look like they're just waiting for the other firefighter that came down to help to clear the bluff. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to actually pull him all the way to the top, if they're going to slowly lower him down to those guys on the beachfront, because they have either option here. I'm sure they're going to choose whichever option is safest for those fire rescue guys that are involved here.
Yeah, and we were able to confirm with authorities that this is not any particular kind of drill. There's no training happening there, so whatever is occurring, it was a situation where emergency crews did indeed need to respond to help someone. All right, Matt Salemi, News Chopper 12, thanks very much for that information. I'm going to hang with you now and continue to monitor what's happening there. And can you get a feel, Matt, as you look and survey the scene, how many rescue crews are responding to the scene? Can you see several vehicles up on top and down below?
Yeah, well, there's no vehicles down below. They just have a couple of firefighters down, and they've got at least one engine, a couple of command vehicles, as well as looks like a Cudahy police officer up on the top of the bluff. They've got their line secured to the pickup truck there, so it's not going to budge. And they also look like they may have also using a couple of the trees on the very edge of the bluff to make sure that these lines are secure. And I'm just waiting to see if they start taking them up or down to see if they're going to go to the top of the bluff or to the bottom. Those gentlemen that are down on the bottom of the bluff, I'm sure they drove down to one of the access points and then walked along the beach. That's the safe route down. And right now you can see they're down there at the lower end, ready and assisting keep the lines taut for the climbers.
And can you give us a feel, Matt, for the depth that we're talking about here? How many feet would you guess that is?
I would say I would put it at over 100 feet. That's for sure. As I make a look at it now, here he's going. He definitely appears to be all right. You can see he's climbing under his own power now. They're pulling him as he climbs the rest of the way up. Let's see if they're using the truck. No, they're just using the firefighters, and he's making his way. This should be over here very shortly, Joyce. He's only about 10 more feet to the top.
Yeah, we can see that as we continue to watch it along with you. Be interesting to see what happens up top if he is given, you know, another once-over by medical authorities too.
That's a great question at this point. I do see that there are, like I mentioned, a couple of firefighters, command vehicles. I don't see an ambulance, but I mean the firefighters are more than capable of administering first aid if it's needed. But again, he's walking under his own power and appears to be all right. Now, I wonder if it's legal to be climbing the bluff. He may have a chat with the Cudahy officer here. We'll keep an eye on it.
Right.
That's who he looks like he's talking to at this point.
Okay, and we will continue to stay on this situation. I know you'll have an update for us coming up on 12 News at 5. In the meantime, you just saw it live as it occurred. A gentleman being helped up the bluff by some rappelling lines and walking his way up, and so he is safe. And this was happening at Sheridan Park in Cudahy. Again, stay with 12 News for the latest. 12 News at 5 coming up shortly.
You've been watching breaking news coverage from WISN 12 News. Stay with WISN 12, WISN.com, and our WISN mobile apps for continuing coverage.